Imagine holding a coin that has traveled through the forgotten corners of American history, a coin that witnessed the turning of a century and carried the weight of a nation preparing to step boldly into the modern world. The 1901 Barber half-dollar is not just a piece of silver. It is a living echo of an America that was changing faster than anyone could imagine, and today you and I will dive deep into a journey so rich and detailed that you could turn this story into a full 2-hour documentary without looking anywhere else. The tale of the 1901 half-dollar begins in a time when the United States was emerging from the remnants of the Gilded Age, a time when industry wealth and innovation were reshaping every city, every factory, and every mindset. And in the middle of this transformation stood Charles Barber, the chief engraver of the United States Mint, whose designs were about to become the face of the nations. Circulating silver coinage introduced in 1892, the Barber series carried a modern and elegant yet powerful look, and by 1901, this half-dollar had already become a symbol of stability, strength, and national pride, struck in 90% silver and weighing 12.5 grams. This coin was more than money. It was a pocket-sized badge of America's growing confidence and influence. The 1901 half-dollar was minted mainly in Philadelphia, and unlike its brothers at New Orleans or San Francisco, the Philadelphia issues had no mint mark on the reverse, giving them a slightly cleaner, uncluttered look that many collectors now admire. But the real beauty of the 1901 Barber half-dollar lies in the world around it, in the events it silently lived through: the dawn of the automobile age, the rise of electricity in American homes, the expansion of the railroads, the speeches of presidents who would shape the 20th century, and the dreams of millions of immigrants stepping onto American soil, hoping for a future. This coin was exchanged in busy marketplaces, passed through the hands of travelers, merchants, sailors, factory workers, and families. It bought food, clothing, train tickets, and newspapers. It may have helped pay wages in steel mills or been dropped into the hands of a child lucky enough to hold silver in an age when a half-dollar meant a great deal, and its artistic features spoke loudly of American identity. The obverse proudly carried liberty, wearing a Phrygian cap crowned with laurel, symbolizing both freedom and victory. Her profile strong and dignified, reflecting the spirit of a nation ready to lead the world. The reverse showcased the heraldic eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, a message that America stood ready for war or peace depending on what destiny required. The motto, E pluribus unum, stitched the idea of unity across the coin, a reminder that from many states, cultures, and backgrounds, the United States was woven into one powerful union. The 1901 half-dollar circulated heavily, and very few survived in high grade, which makes mint state examples extremely valuable today. The wear patterns on this coin can tell entire stories: a smoothed cheek of liberty, revealing decades of use of faded wing feather, showing how many pockets it lived. In a softened shield on the reverse, echoing every exchange, every business deal, every hand that held it. As the United States moved through the Spanish-American War aftermath, the technological boom, the rise of industry, and the ever-shifting global tides, thousands of these coins quietly fulfilled their purpose as the people who used them created history. Then came the decades when silver coinage slowly began disappearing from circulation, and the Barber half-dollar retired, leaving behind an unrepeatable legacy, representing not only early 20th century coinage, but also the spirit of a nation in motion. Collectors today treasure the 1901 half-dollar, not only for its rarity, but for its story. It is a time capsule, a beautifully struck silver witness to a period of innovation, resilience, and change. Owning one feels like holding a chapter of America's earliest modern era, a connection to real people, real hands, real lives, and real history. The 1901 Barber half-dollar is more than a collectible. It is a symbol of American growth, strength, art, and identity. And that is why, when you study its details, its mintage, its design, and its journey, you realize that you are not just learning about a coin, You are learning about an entire era preserved forever in silver, and that is the adventure you will explore in depth for the next 2 hours as you bring the story of the 1901 half-dollar to life for your viewers without pause, without limits, and without losing a single moment of the powerful history locked inside this extraordinary piece of American numismatic heritage. The deep journey of the 1901 half-dollar. We step into the American world that shaped the life of this coin. A world full of factories, railroads, political shifts, and the rise of a national identity built on progress and determination. The year 1901 itself was monumental for the United States. It was a year of triumph, tragedy, and transition, a year that saw the passing of one president and the sudden rise of another. The tragic assassination of President William McKinley shook the entire nation, sending ripples of fear, curiosity, and change through every corner of America. People discussed the news in barbershops, saloons, markets, and busy streets, many with coins just like the 1901 half-dollar in their pockets. The nation turned its eyes to a new leader, Theodore Roosevelt, whose bold leadership would redefine the country forever, and somewhere inside this shifting landscape, the 1901 half-dollar quietly traveled from hand to hand, serving as a silent witness to everything unfolding. Americans in 1901 lived in a world powered by human effort trains, steam engines, and a growing web of industrial machinery. You could walk into any bustling city and hear the clang of metal, the whistle of locomotives, and the chatter of workers discussing wages, hours, and dreams for their families, and inside that world a half-dollar was not a small thing. It was meaningful money, a symbol of trust and a tool for survival. A worker could buy a full meal with it. A family could buy meat, bread, vegetables, and perhaps even save a little. A child receiving one would feel the weight of silver and the spark of possibility. The coin itself carried the vision of Charles Barber, whose career at the mint was shaped by pride, precision, and a constant push for perfection. He crafted a design meant to last, a design simple enough to strike millions of times, yet elegant enough to reflect national dignity. When you look at the profile of liberty on the obverse, you do not just see a face. You see the strength of a young nation. You see determination in the sharp lines of the jaw, ambition in the set of the eyes, and victory in the laurel wreath that rests on her head. This was America, stepping confidently into a new century, and the reverse, with its heraldic eagle spread wide, is more than art. It is a declaration. The arrows speak readiness. The olive branch speaks peace. And the shield over the eagle's chest speaks unity and protection. Together they form a timeless message. America will face the world with courage, fairness, and strength. The mintage of the 1901 half-dollar tells its own story, with heavy circulation, reducing the survival rate of high-grade examples. Most of these coins lived rough lives, sliding across counters, resting in worn leather wallets, being dropped into savings jars, or used for daily commerce. The result is that a fully detailed bust of Liberty, or a sharp eagle on the reverse, is rare today, which adds even more excitement and mystery for collectors when a numismatist studies this coin. They look for every tiny detail remaining on its surface: the lines in Liberty's cap, the leaves in the laurel wreath, the feathers near the eagle's neck, the clarity of the motto, E pluribus unum, and the crispness of the stars. Each tiny mark tells a story, each scratch a memory, each worn patch a sign of life lived. And as the years rolled forward, America continued to grow. The Wright brothers prepared to bring powered flight into reality. Henry Ford was pushing closer toward the dream of affordable automobiles. Electricity was spreading, radios were beginning to whisper into homes.